Good morning.
Hi!
How are you doing?
I'm so excited. I can't believe I've actually got you on the other side of the screen. I
How are
couldn't
you doing?
dream.
How are you doing?
I'm so excited. I don't even know what to do. I'm so happy to meet you.
I'm so happy to meet you too. Can I get, I want to try and guess where the name originates. Is it Southern Africa?
It is absolutely spot on.
So,
Can you guess
so,
where?
so it's either Zimbabwe or, yeah.
You literally got it. That is incredible.
No,
That's
because
really
I thought it's not, yeah, it's more Zimbabwe yeah. I know your first lady back in the day was Ghanaian, wasn't she?
yes, Sally, Mama Sally. We love Sally Mugabe up to
I know.
today. She is
Yeah,
our inspiration. She was our female role model. And
yes,
we love Ghana because of that, because we've
yeah.
got that connection.
Connection. I know. And it will
Um,
never go away.
no, it won't. It won't. You'll always be our in-laws.
Yeah, I know. So honestly, please tell me, how did you end up in this community?
So I have been overweight for several years. I'm not naturally very big. So after
Yeah,
I had my three children,
yeah,
I went back almost like to pre-birth weight, and I was kind of, sort of, between 9 and 10 stone, even after three children.
yeah,
But for some reason, about maybe 10 years ago,
yeah,
maybe 12 years ago, I just started putting on a lot of weight, and then I
yeah,
had a couple of road traffic accidents that kind of got me kind of quite immobilized, and then
yeah.
I put on loads of weight, and I
Oh, yeah.
ended up being nearly 18 stone, Eddie,
Wow.
and I'm only 5 foot 1.5.
Wow.
And so I wanted to lose weight. I had really low self-esteem. I had so many issues. I tried lots of things, Slimming World, Weight Watchers, all of this rubbish.
I
And
cannot stand those companies. They just
honestly, I was tithing them, Eddie. I was tithing. I was tithing. I had all these standing orders going out, but like the weight wasn't just it just wasn't it would I would
I
yo-yo.
know somebody was paying like for 25 years. She's been paying like I was at 1999 for like 25 years. And
Yeah, that's
she
worse than
came to me,
me.
I said to her, you only have, and it's crazy, isn't it? It's because it's a
It,
business. They
it's
wanted to come back.
honestly, yeah. And one of the things that struck me, so my brother-in-law,
Yeah,
who is like he has a bigger weight problem than me. He
yeah,
discovered you on YouTube,
yeah,
and he said to me, "Look, love, I know we're both trying to lose weight. So this is my husband's brother.
yeah.
Listen to this guy, right? Just listen to him. I think that this guy's got what we need, and I'm already following what he's doing." And
Was a 46-minute video, wasn't it?
yes,
Yes,
yes, fuck
yeah.
card.
So
And I
we promote that video a lot because we know it works. You know what I mean?
It's so good. That video changed my life. And this was, I will, full disclosure, this was about maybe end of mid-July, maybe,
Yeah, yeah,
or end of June, somewhere there.
yeah,
And I started following your advice, trying to follow your advice, etc. I hadn't joined the crew, but I
yeah,
had already started changing my life.
yeah.
And I'm a very questioning person.
Yes.
Um,
You want
I'm
to
an
know? Yeah.
yeah, and I'm an educator. I'm an assistant head in secondary school, and kind
Yes.
of, and sort of an
You have
academic.
to
And I like
understand something. Yes.
yes, and I always, I don't, I believe I'm not the kind of person to be kind of bullshitted by people, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
like, so I always listen like skeptically to anything I hear, right? But like, you disarmed me by the time I
I'm the
got to the
same.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the time I got to the 45 minutes, it was like the light was shining above my eyes, everything. And I just thought, this guy absolutely knows what he's talking about. This is what I need. So I did start losing weight from kind of following your advice before I
Yeah.
joined Abbew Crew.
Because
Um,
I give a meal plan template there as well.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know, and it's really it's incredible because that's even for people who've not joined the crew.
Yes, I
And I
know.
just thought that that was fantastic. That's really good, and kind of spoke to your passion and your mission rather than kind of, being a charlatan or whatever, like so many of
I
these
mean,
people are.
you know what I'm trying to educate.
Yeah.
Because I suffered for years. My daughter, my youngest daughter, suffered digestive problems for years,
Yeah.
and nobody could fix her. Now I realize it's food, and I got angry. Literally, just I wanted to touch the fitness industry and the medical world, and literally just tell people that they can heal themselves. That's what I set
Yeah.
out to do. Like shout
Yeah.
out, and I refuse to go on mainstream TV. How are you gonna talk about me and then there's a McDonald's advert afterwards?
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, so I started, but then we had my husband and I and our three children, because I
Yeah.
have a 27-year-old, 25-year-old, and 21-year-old.
Wow.
And we
They say
went
the
for a
black don't crack, don't they?
black don't crack. You are a shining example of that. So, you know what I'm talking about. But
Thank you.
we went to the States for 3 weeks, like on
Yeah.
a big family holiday.
Yeah.
And I'll admit to the fact that the wheels came off, right? It was
Yeah,
just
but
like,
why not? It's not,
this is
it's not
holiday of
forever.
a lifetime. The wheels came off. And then when I came back, unfortunately, my mom was diagnosed with colon cancer. She was diagnosed with it while we were in the States, and she didn't
Wow.
tell us because she
Okay.
didn't want to ruin our holiday.
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
we came back end of like last week of August, we walked into that, and it
Yeah.
was straight into an operation on the 3rd of September. And I'm her kind of maid. She lives on her own. She's very independent, really, all of that. But
Yeah.
I'm the person who looks after her the most out of my three sisters. So I was
Yeah.
in the hospital the whole time. Everything was just my mom.
Yeah.
And now she's, recovered. She's much better. She's eating okay and everything. And then, when
Lion diet.
so I've tried.
Yeah.
I have
It's
tried.
harder. Yeah. Yeah.
And she is mainly eating meat and mainly eating leafy vegetables, but
Yeah.
like there's some things that she's just not giving up yet.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
still trying. But
Yeah.
once she was settled and I knew she was okay, I thought,
Yeah.
no, I need to join the Abbew Crew. I don't
Yeah.
want to go back to doing it on my own. I need to honor the commitment that you've made by shelling out and actually
Thank you.
properly
Yeah.
investing in this,
Yeah.
because that's like the least I can do, because I knew this would change my life and my health and everything, and it was the least that I could do. And I thought, I'm not going to be on the margins just consuming Eddie's content. I need to pay up and actually also need to pay up, and I also want to have support. So then that's when I joined Abbew Crew, and that was kind of back end of October, and it's just been a
The
revelation.
community is amazing, isn't it? I
Oh,
can't lie.
love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's so inspiring.
Yeah. And the thing is, thank you for being, active in the community. That's why you're here. The more interactive you are, the more the community. Because if you share your story, it motivates somebody else. Because that's for an educator to actually listen. Because some people just listen with hate. They watch my content with hate. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm thinking, well, I'm 63 years old, and I've told you that I've been in the fitness industry for 45 years, and I'm actually a qualified nurse.
Yeah, yeah,
Why do you think
yeah,
I've taken this stance? Why don't you just start thinking, okay, but unfortunately humans are the way they are,
yeah, yeah. You've not just rolled out of bed and just kind of fighting things off. Do you know what I
I
mean?
like that. Please, man, I'm not just rolled out of bed and so let me go and start talking bollocks about food. The people that slag you off the most, they're the ones who need your help the most.
That, that's the ironic thing. That is the ironic thing, because
Yeah,
what produces that heat, often is the defensiveness that comes from the fact that they are trapped in that kind of
yes,
eating,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they're trying to defend their positions. So
yeah,
like they are the people that need you the most. So like when I was trying to do it kind of on my own, I was doing it, but there were things that I didn't know,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
things that I didn't. So like since I've started like properly
yeah,
from end of October, the
yeah.
gains that I've seen, like just in a short space of time, I can't tell you. I could list like a catalogue of things in a short space of
It's
time.
mad, isn't it? It's actually mad. I'm going to be choosing my words very carefully because Lauren is saying here, right? We tend to, when I say we, I'm talking about Africans, we tend to be very responsive. Our genetics respond quickly to things than
All right.
it's that's that from being a coach. I mean, I was like coaching in the 80s. So, and I see that a lot of, especially the Africans, when you introduce something to their diet, there's a change. They notice it actually immediately. You say the same.
Right.
Lauren says that about me. My body just responds to it immediately. So that's why you
Right.
probably reacted, because we are the original human beings.
Yeah.
I,
But
I I
honestly,
know I know I joke about it, but we do respond. So like
yeah.
my body responds very quickly to stuff. My wife's a bit, her body will take a little bit of time, whatever I
Right.
introduce. So that's why you probably responded very quickly. Do you find that mentally you feel a lot more alert as well?
So much more clarity. So much more clarity. And I was, because I'm perimenopausal,
Yeah.
and I was getting very brain foggy. I was having really horrendous hot flashes, and all of that. My hot flashes have stopped. My mental clarity is really good. And I needed that mental clarity because, I'm doing at the moment, for whatever reasons, like I'm self-punishing, I think. I'm doing a PhD. I started.
I'm going to your study. You get
So I thought, yeah, I've done the kids now. All of them have kind of got to where I wanted them to get to. I've always wanted to do one. Why not? Let me do one.
why
So
not?
yeah, so I needed that brain to be working, and it was letting me down. But I've got such clarity now. Hot flashes have stopped. I was on amlodipine for high blood pressure. I
That's
stopped
good.
taking amlodipine because my blood pressure is normal now.
I know.
Normal.
I
And
know.
I've been on amlodipine for the last 5 years. And within the space of, pretty much a month, I went from that
Now do
five
you
milligrams.
understand why I'm screaming and shouting?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
We're being wronged. And I know some people say, oh, you say the same things all the time. I'm like, well, yes, they did. That's exactly how they managed to brainwash us, promotions. And we go to TV, they say the same things all the time. And then we go used to it. Look at the shops now. Every time I go to the shops, Tesco, I'm just appalled with the Christmas stuff. But then we don't know
It's
any better.
terrible.
It's just normalized. You know what I mean?
It is, and the weird thing, and I've seen this from like the community, and
Yes.
heard it also in your videos, etc. But like one of the things that I find the weirdest, and it's actually quite scary, and it's actually quite sinister, because when you are eating normally, like you always say, like things that grow from the ground and things that eat things
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
grow from the ground.
Yeah.
When you're doing that, yeah, when you're eating like naturally,
Yes.
you are the weirdo. Like
I
people
know. No.
call you, you are like that. So like, I'm thinking, how has human, whatever,
Falling
how
too
humanity
far away from, yeah.
come to this? Yeah, where
Yeah.
you are the weirdo for
I know.
eating
I know.
natural food. I can't understand it. You're the weirdo for not eating Freddos and twirls and
I know.
McDonald's and Haribo's or whatever.
Because
So
that's what's been normalized. So,
yeah,
I did a 72-hour dry fast.
yes, I saw that.
There's a reason why I do all these things. I'm trying to make you guys, especially my community, because I don't need to do it. But I do it as motivation to you guys, especially if you've got any kind of metabolic condition or autoimmune condition you're trying to heal. As a human being, you have to think of a human being as a wild person, because we're the only animals that have got, we need dentists, because we're not eating foods we're meant to eat as human beings. So if you think about it logically, I know you're quite educated. So, but when you try and break it down, right? So think about it. We're not supposed to be wearing clothes all the time. People think it's so normal. That's not. I'm not saying that let's not wear clothes. I'm saying, well, how we're supposed to be. So
Yeah, yeah,
a human being. Let's say, let's take this. We live in the UK. So spring, summer, the weather is good. We can, hunt, look for animals and then eat. But until we discovered fire, we are the only animals that use fire. We used to eat, you know, everything that we have to eat, we have to cook to eat, like
yeah.
potatoes, rice, and wheat. It's not meant to be our food. We can
No,
survive on it, but we will never thrive. It's not for optimal health. It's not good. So spring, summer, we're supposed to hunt and eat all the animals and be merry. And then late autumn, that's when the fruit's ripe. We're supposed to eat the sugar to make us so fat, to either go hide until the weather's better or walk to warmer place. That's
right.
how
Yeah,
functional nutrition explains it. So
the
when you look
cycle.
at it's a cycle. But unfortunately, when we settled and we discovered agriculture and then fire, everything changed. Our bones, our heads shrunk, our literally bones even became smaller because we're not eating human appropriate food. But when you tell people that you can survive on, all the junk food, but later on something will come and bite you.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
matter who
yeah,
you are.
yeah. 100, 100%. And I got bit. I, I had high blood pressure. I am apparently allegedly, well, I was, but I haven't checked. I don't think I am anymore. But
Pre-diabetic.
I was pre-diabetic.
Yes. Yeah.
And so like 3 years ago, I was told, look, you are absolutely at risk. So I was pre-diabetic, high blood pressure, I late onset asthma as well. I've never had asthma. I was only diagnosed 3 years ago with
Yeah.
late onset asthma. So like all the wheels were coming off, like the
Yeah.
wheels were
Bit by
coming
bit. Yeah.
bit
Yeah.
by bit. I had my annual asthma check
Yeah.
last week, right?
Yeah.
And they were asking me about various things and how I'm going. So over the last just like 4-ish weeks,
Yeah.
I've been trying to take walks and everything on your
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah.
And normally I walk, like I take a preventer inhaler in the morning, preventer inhaler at night. And then when I walk, I mean, I only walk like half a kilometer and
Then you need. Yeah.
I need my salbutamol because my chest is
Yeah.
going. I have been walking without my salbutamol inhaler over the last sort of 2.5 weeks
Amazing.
and
Honestly.
walking 3-4 times the distance, walking really fast and feeling like I could actually breathe. And I knew that my eating would be positively affecting my blood pressure and all that. I didn't bargain on it helping my asthma quite so quickly. So the nurse was actually like,
Inflammation.
yeah. And I was having chest infections all the time because of my asthma. Last year, I had about maybe 4 or 5. I would be on amoxicillin and prednisolone. Like I had amoxicillin and prednisolone combination about 4 or 5 times last year, just from
Wow.
chest infections. So I've been a really ill woman. But like, I'm suddenly just feeling really well. I can breathe. All of this, my blood pressure, it's just a revelation. And I'm literally new, but I can already see this. I know that if I go and get my blood sugars tested, I'm
Yeah.
waffling.
Yeah.
No, I had some blood tests done as well, like just MOT blood tests. I don't know
Yeah.
what they
Yeah.
call them, but
Yeah.
like all over. And they were
Yeah.
checking thyroid function, blah, blah. And I had these done 2.5 weeks ago, and they all came back normal. But they'd said that I had an issue with my thyroid
Yeah.
previously.
Yeah.
And so they're booked for me to do this so that they
Your
could
body's
see.
very responsive. What do you eat? Tell me. I want to know exactly what you eat. Mostly.
So so when I started
Yes.
like properly
Yes.
back end of October, I
Yeah.
was eating 4 eggs without fail, usually boiled, and then I would have half an avocado. So that was my
Yeah.
breakfast. Um, and then sometimes I might have it just as like scrambled eggs or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm using either butter or lard
Yeah.
to do the frying.
Yeah.
Um, and then I would then have dinner. And my dinner, I'm having steaks. Excuse me, I'm having beef steaks. And we buy like in bulk from like a farm shop in Bradford. But over the last like week, I've not been I've not been hungry enough
Hungry.
to
I
eat that
know.
first meal. So this is really weird. I was so I put this post out a while ago. Do you remember the Teletubbies?
Yeah.
Do you remember Nunu? Nunu,
No,
the
no, la la.
I was
Oh,
like Nunu.
winky winky.
Everyone, I would eat everyone's leftovers. I had this magic expanding belly.
Yeah.
So like I didn't have a limit. Like I could, a man versus food, it was always me who was the winner, like all the time, right? And I was always hungry. My snack cupboard had just every junk you can
It
imagine.
wasn't your fault. It's because of the type of food that you're eating. Just
Yeah,
that's it. It's not your fault.
I would eat 6 packs of, the multi-pack 6 pack of knickknacks. I would eat them all in one go. Like I was like that. But like last kind of week and a half, I've been so full that I can't. I'm thinking, why am
You
I
obviously
eating
eat
that?
anymore. I know.
I've been OMADing, not like because I'm
Yeah.
going, I want to OMAD. It's
Because
just
it
like my
just your
body's
body's
like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. So I've just been eating that, main meal. And I actually wanted to ask you, so like,
yeah,
if I've not eaten in the morning,
yeah,
that my egg and whatever are
yeah.
they? can I combine some of that with my evening? Like, could I have
Yes,
maybe
yes.
2 eggs
I always
and
say
my
have 1.5 meals if you're doing OMAD. But then
okay,
what I want you to also do is this: try not to just stick to OMAD.
okay,
So do OMAD for a while, and then go back to 2 meals a day for maybe another 2 or 3 days, and then switch it back, and then fast. Just okay. So look at it as like what I was saying about being a wild human being. You wouldn't wake up and there'll be food for you at 12 o'clock every day.
that's true.
So you keep changing the times. Sometimes do OMAD, eat at 4 o'clock, or eat at 6, or eat a little bit earlier. And then
Okay,
sometimes, just mix everything out so that you're not
okay,
doing the same, because your body will get used to it. It's called homeostasis. It will just
right,
flatten out. And then you're not going to get the benefits. So keep changing things up and down. Don't get stuck to just one thing. But if you do OMAD, eat 1.5 meals.
okay,
So let's say half of meal one, and then the whole of meal two.
okay,
You know what I
okay.
mean?
Thank you. That's very helpful. Thank you. Perfect.
Honestly, it's I can feel your energy through the screen, and please don't stop. I'm so happy for you.
Honestly, I'm not going to. And that like the logic of it, which I got after the first 45 minutes of watching you, was so profound that I was convinced. And then now that I'm actually in the crew and I'm actually doing it, I'm feeling the gains directly as well. So
Yes,
I'm my own evidence now.
yes, yes,
In addition to what you were saying, like I am my own evidence. And
yes,
seeing real people as well, like in the crew, like real people.
yes,
And you can
yeah.
see like these are adverts people, these are like real people
They're
talking about
talking to you. I know.
yeah. And then you hear stories like iPhone's story and
I
things like that,
know.
and Daniel and all that. And that's so inspiring as well because I can sort of, apart from my own gains, I can see people who are that much far ahead and
Yes, yeah,
what it's been for them. So that's really motivating for
yeah,
me. You always talk about the fact that it's not a diet, it's like a lifestyle. I can see
yes,
that.
yes,
Um,
yeah,
I can see that this is how I'm going to be eating from this
yes.
point forward.
Eat what
And
makes you feel
there's
good.
yeah, and it's not like the thing is, it's not deprivation either.
No,
It's not.
no.
It's just
You're not hungry. You're not
I'm not
lacking
hungry.
nutrients, and you're not lacking in nutrients.
Yes,
You're giving your body what it needs. You know what I mean?
yes.
And
Do you know? I
we've been wronged, honestly.
well, honestly, we really have. And I remember when I was thinking I was being healthy years ago, when I was doing like Weight Watchers or whatever, and they were giving you points, and the points were pegged to calories, and then you like. I remember I was budgeting my points, and then I would leave some points for my mini Mars bar at the end of the day, leave some points for a bag of crisps. And I'm thinking about it now. I'm thinking that is mental. What was I doing? Like
Yeah, but
I'm
but
trying.
but that's how powerful they are. How they manage to convince the whole population. See, there was no social media. I saw people doing that, and I'm thinking, what's wrong with you? How can you not? How can you think that a Mars bar is food? What's wrong with you? But
I
then
know.
But then it becomes normal. Everybody's doing it. But there was no social media, so I couldn't shout it. I couldn't scream and shout. So now it's out.
No, yeah, thank God for social media because they're like
Honestly.
you're yeah on there bollocking everybody. Um,
I,
but
I,
like
I'm all there bollocking everybody. I had to adopt a certain personality to be on social media. But how you see what you see is what you get. I'm
I
loud.
love that.
I'm loud. I'm sort of, I if some people say opinionated, but only in what I know. And if I know
Yeah,
something,
exactly. That's truth. Exactly.
yeah.
Absolutely. Your opinion is about the truth. And so, it is what it is. And you're that sweary uncle, but like,
That's
you
what
are
I
you're
know. That's why. That's why. Every time we go to universities, it's usually the African and the Caribbean, the Asian community in the universities that invite me. And
right,
they
right.
always come out. We just like they love the sweary uncle, but our family is listening to you. Our mothers and our aunties and that they're listening and they're feeling so much better. So yeah, I mean, please share the knowledge. Just share the knowledge with your friends, with your family. Let them feel how you feel. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, yes. I'll just tell you this actually. In fact,
Yes.
before I tell you this, so when I talk about Weight Watchers and the points and stuff, so one of the things that really struck me about the something from your video when you talked about I think it was a Mars bar and
Yeah, avocado.
and an avocado. Like literally, those have the same points per weight on something like Weight Watchers. That is the most diabolical thing I've ever heard. Like nutritionally, well, there is no comparison here. But
No,
like you would,
night and
it was
day.
yeah, it was punitive to eat something like an avocado because like oh, it's got lots of points or whatever. But like it's anyway. I that's in my past. But I wanted to tell you as well a testimony about my husband. So my husband was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes
Yeah, yeah.
a year ago, and we were absolutely devastated. But anyway, he initially was very resistant. Eddie, I don't even know. So we've been together since we were
Family is usually
17.
hard. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we've been together since we were 17, since we were in sixth form with this man. So he when he was initially diagnosed, before I even listened to your video, I tried to say, let's cut out some of those carbs. That's
Yeah, yeah.
obviously. And he said, no, no, I'm just going to minimize, but I'll maximize on exercise. But he loves his biscuits, toast, whatever, just lots of stuff. And he just wouldn't give things up. And he said, oh, my diabetes nurse told me that I can still eat those things as long as I
Very
exercise.
good. Illness. Yeah.
So
No.
anyway, I left him. And when I started eating your way,
Yeah.
he slowly started to minimize his carbohydrates. And then literally 2 weeks ago, he just kind of like, white flag, whatever, threw in the down and said, do you know what? Let's just eat the same thing. Let's just eat the same thing. And my eyes nearly popped out of my head, but I pretended to be normal. I thought, don't overreact because he might change his mind.
Don't overreact. No, honestly, but when you start feeling good, the people around you, especially partners,
Yeah.
they're usually quite difficult. But I'm so glad. But we got somebody else now
Okay.
coming. I like to talk, and I can tell that you and I can talk forever. It's supposed to be a 15-minute call, but we've done half an hour already. Honestly,
Okay.
thank you so much for managing to convince your husband, because that's a hard thing to do.
Just
And
literally one thing. Just
yes,
literally one thing. The Celtic salt
yes.
and Himalayan salt thing. I don't know. So do I need to do that? What do they do for me?
Celtic salt contains more minerals. So you got the chloride and you got the sodium, you got the magnesium. So Celtic salt, you can have some, just order some so you got some at home. But then I use Himalayan or rock salt. You want mined rock salt rather than evaporated sea salt. There are two differences.
Okay, I get that.
So make sure that whichever salt you're using is either Celtic or mined rock salt.
Okay, wonderful.
You know this because sometimes they evaporate seawater and then they may turn into, so the flakes that you see, they're just dirty seawater that you look at the sea that you've got now. Would you so you know the difference in the salt. So when it says rock salt, either Himalayan or Celtic, but use that on your food, okay?
Thank you so much.
Honestly, thank you, Christine. Thank you very much.
All right.
Honestly, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.